Hey guys, welcome back to episode 2 of Let's Talk UFC. You guys are probably wondering, am I really gonna make another one after I just posted one a day ago? Yes, I'm gonna do another one, guys. I'm gonna be talking about certain topics, so this one's gonna be a little bit more structured. And just to be totally honest with you guys, there hasn't been a lot of news when it comes to the UFC, when it comes to MMA right now. It's been kind of dry, but there's still certain topics that I've been wanting to discuss that I haven't seen a lot of YouTubers discuss, guys. So I am gonna be playing UFC 4, I'm gonna be playing MMA, guys. So you're gonna hear me talk about these topics while I'm playing some UFC 4. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you guys are having a good day. But let's talk about this certain question that has been on my mind, and it's a question that I think about a lot because I feel like when people talk about the UFC, like they talk about it in a very certain way, like they talk about it very confidently. So the question that I've been having on my mind is, what makes someone a UFC expert, and is there such a thing? And I'm gonna be totally honest, guys, I do not believe there's such a thing as a UFC expert. I think the sport is absolutely unpredictable. I mean, you could say that about any sport, but I think just when it comes to UFC 4, like we've seen like how even the best, I guess the most popular YouTube channels when it comes to MMA, like I don't know, like I guess one that's really popular, I feel like a lot of people watch, is the Weasel. Even his predictions can be very wrong and often are very wrong, and you know that guy knows his stuff. So I guess the question really comes down to, what makes someone a UFC expert? Is it getting predictions? Is it understanding the game, what the fighters are doing? Sometimes we don't understand what the fighters are doing. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's a very hard sport to predict. And to be totally honest with you guys, I wouldn't, like, I for sure I would never call myself a UFC expert. I would never consider myself a UFC expert. I think to really be considered a UFC expert, I don't even know if someone can consider themselves a UFC expert, but what I would say is that I think it's someone that understands like what's going on. But even that is really hard, right? Because there's so many facets of MMA, right? There's grappling, there's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, there's striking, different types of striking. There's kickboxing, Muay Thai. There's some fighters that do a lot more of a boxing stance, that kind of don't, like, you know, throw a lot of leg kicks. There's fighters that throw a lot of leg kicks, have more of a karate stance. There's, you know, orthodox stance, southpaw, you know, all that stuff. The movement, you know what I'm saying? So it's a very hard, I think it's a very difficult sport to analyze and really break down. And I honestly think that sometimes the best way to break it down fights is just going based on the fighter itself rather than the craft. And that might be a little bit confusing, right? Like, what do I mean by that? Like, does that mean that, like, you know, we're not paying attention to what they're doing? Is that, yeah, I do think that's important, but I think it's more important the fighter itself, and you know, just their tendencies, their record, things like that is just more important, even though like some people claim it's not. But I feel like that's very important. So I guess to wrap up that first topic, I don't believe there's such a thing as a UFC expert. I even think that, I mean, some would say that like a person that is an MMA expert has to be someone that does MMA, that has done MMA. And I guess that kind of does make sense. Somebody that has done MMA to the highest level, because they know what it's like to be in this situation. They know like the decisions fighter make. And I'm sure that fighters that watch fights understand fighters at another level that, you know, just us, a regular viewer, probably doesn't understand. So yeah, guys, that's a topic that I think about it. I think about that question a lot, and I think about like, okay, what makes a UFC expert? Because I see a lot of guys that, like, you know, don't really do MMA, that call, like, they kind of talk like UFC experts, and I don't agree with that at all, man. Like, I know that it might not be, I don't know, I guess the best look to not talk about UFC in a very confident way, but I think that's I think that's actually like the truth. Anyway, now to the second topic of Let's Talk UFC. Man, I'm getting destroyed. Probably lost that first round. Now for the second topic, where is Conor McGregor? Is he making a mistake returning? And I've been thinking about this a lot, guys. I'm a big Conor McGregor fan. But I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I've been seeing a lot of people saying that he's gonna beat Michael Chandler, and he just might. I'm not saying that it's impossible that he beats Michael Chandler, because we know that Michael Chandler fights very stupid. I honestly think that all the fights he's ever lost in the UFC, I think Michael Chandler could have won those fights if he just fought a little bit smarter, and, you know, did not become an idiot and play to the crowd. But I don't even believe. I don't believe that Conor can beat Michael Chandler, guys. Like, when I see Conor McGregor in his most recent interviews, like, he doesn't look like a guy that's training. He looks like a guy that's still drinking a lot. And I just think that you can't be like that in the game, man. You can't half-ass fighting. You can't half-ass fighting, and it doesn't matter how dumb you think Michael Chandler is as a fighter. The guy's training every day. The guy's very skilled, very powerful. You know, he hurt Dustin in the very first round. He had Dustin in a little bit of trouble, even though Dustin did hurt him at the end of the first round. Controlled Dustin and beat him in the second round. Had very close rounds with Gaethje, in my opinion. And then, what else? You know, put Charles Oliveira through the fire in the very first round. So I just don't think that Conor McGregor, with the way he's training, with the way he's looking these days, he's probably on the roids too, which he's probably going to be stiff as hell. He looks so stiff. He's going to be stiff as hell. I honestly don't see him winning this fight. Oh my god, guys, it's so hard to play games and like talk. I don't think he's going to be like, oh my god, this guy is chopping my leg off. I'm fighting Conor McGregor while talking about Conor McGregor. Oh my god, I just realized that. Anyway, guys, I don't think he's going to be the same guy. I really don't think. I think he's going to be even a worse version than we saw in 2021, guys. Because, I don't know. I just don't see it. I think the guy... I just don't think he has the grit, you know. I think Michael Chandler is going to be very explosive in the very first round. I think he's going to bring the fire to him. And I just don't know if Conor McGregor is going to be able to handle that. Unless he lands like a really good, like, clear punch like that. Like, maybe he could knock out Chandler, but like, Chandler's not like a fighter that gets knocked out like that. Like, he didn't get knocked out by Gaethje. He didn't get knocked out by Dustin. Obviously, Charles Oliveira caught him with a really nice hook. With a really nice, was it a left hook? Caught him with a really nice left hook in the second round. But Charles Oliveira went through a lot of trouble in that first round. Like, I think people forget that, and I don't know if like, I don't know if Conor can do that. Like, we don't see like Chandler having a lot of problems in the very first round. He usually wins those first rounds, you know what I'm saying? Except against Tony, but we saw what he did against Tony in the second round, right? He absolutely knocked out Tony Ferguson, and then obviously he finished Dan Hooker pretty early in the first round as well. So, you know, Michael Chandler is a serious threat, and I know that he fights stupid, but this is not an easy fight, man. I'm not happy about this fight. Like, I respect Conor because he takes hard fights. Like, he doesn't take a, you know, what do you call it, a tuna fight. This is not a tuna fight, guys. This is far from a tuna fight. Michael Chandler's a dangerous game opponent, and honestly, guys, I really think that Conor McGregor is making a mistake returning. I think the guy should not force it, man. I don't think he should force it to come back to the game. Look, trust me, I know that the UFC is way better with him. I really do realize that, but I also know that this is not the same Conor from 2016, from even 2018, who fought Khabib. I think this is a worse version of Conor, and I honestly think, guys, that Michael Chandler is gonna finish Conor McGregor brutally. It's gonna be so bad, and honestly, I'm like, I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that Conor McGregor beats Michael Chandler, but even then, guys, like, I'm still gonna stick with it. Like, even if he beats Michael Chandler, like, I still think he's gonna get whooped. I just don't think the guy is there anymore. I don't think the guy has the passion. The guy clearly is on the booze. He's clearly drinking all the time. He's clearly still not training. And like, we haven't even gotten like an official announcement for that fight. Like, we haven't gotten a location, a date. I wonder, and like, is he even in the USADA pool? Like, is this fight, honestly, guys, I don't think this fight is gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think he's honestly making a mistake returning, if I'm totally honest with you guys. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Like, do you think Conor McGregor is making a mistake? Do you guys think that he has a strong chance of beating Chandler? Like, do you think if he beats Chandler, like, you guys still think he should fight top contenders? And like what's next? Like, because like, we also have to remember he's coming off a really bad injury. I mean, he broke his leg. That's really bad. Like, Chris Weidman broke his leg, and we still haven't seen him back in the octagon. You know what I'm saying? So, oh my god, this guy's cooking me up. Oh my god, I'm terrible, guys. But I'm gonna knock this guy out. Oh my god, he finished me. But yeah, guys, I think Conor McGregor is making a big mistake returning. Oh wow, he quit. He's making a big mistake returning. And yeah, I don't understand how people can so easily pick him against Chandler. Like, you're underrating Chandler. You need to go watch Chandler fights and really see how Michael Chandler fights, because the guy is very good. He's very good, and I understand he makes stupid decisions, but even in those first rounds, he makes, like, even those first rounds, he usually wins the first round. He usually wins the first round. And like, just compare how Dustin Poirier looked against Conor McGregor in the trilogy, and then look how Michael Chandler looked against Dustin Poirier in the first round. Very different stories there, very different stories. So yeah, guys, I do think Conor McGregor is making a mistake. I know that's kind of a controversial opinion, but let me know down in the comments below. Thank you for joining episode 2 of Let's Talk UFC, and I'll see you guys in the next one.